Hi guys, hi KSFLers, hope you're all well and hope you are still staying on track and staying positive until the end of your 28-day detox. I wanted to do this vlog for you today because I know some of you couldn't make the live sessions that we're delivering, and obviously for those of you that are doing this online, I want to make sure that you've got as much information as possible. So today's vlog is all about food labels. A lot of people don't realise the amount of extra things that are put into products to make it taste good, and I want to educate you about what you should be looking for first and foremost. So when you've got your packet or your jar of anything that you might be looking at, and this is really kind of talking to those of you that have done your 28-day detox and you're moving on to continuation or maintenance, and you're thinking about whether or not this would be appropriate for you with KSFL. We know with KSFL, it's not about counting calories, and it's not about essentially thinking about the fat content of something. It's more so looking about what sugars or artificial sweeteners are put into a product that's going to slow down your inability to burn fat. Or it will boost up your insulin, your cortisol levels way too high. They'll fluctuate, won't be able to regulate themselves. Then you'll come crashing down, and then again that will slow down your fat burn. Often then you'll feel sluggish, you'll feel like you need to crave more sugar. So you might be thinking that, well, I don't eat cakes, I don't eat biscuits, I don't eat sweet stuff, but you still might be having a hell of a lot of sugar in your diet without even realising it. So the things that you need to look for, and I've got some products with me just to give you an example. So the first thing I'm going to grab is, we have a Thai red curry here. It doesn't really matter about the brand. This is Lloyd Grossman, but it doesn't matter with regards to that. This is just literally a jar which you would then pour over your chicken to cook your chicken curry. Very easy way of cooking, and quick and simple. Often though, we don't realise actually what's included in here. So what you want to be looking for, guys, is you go to the nutritional information on the back. And I always look at it with regards to per 100 grams, and you want to see how big the jar is. So this is 350 grams. So we're going to be timesing it by 3.5 to whatever it's going to tell us. So don't look at the calories. Absolutely no point in counting calories, because I could say to you, I eat 2,000 calories a day, and then you might have someone else who eats 5,000 calories a day. But it's actually the content of what you eat is most important, because I could be eating 2,000 calories of chocolate a day, all right? So we want to look at carbohydrate, and this one on here says 10.4 grams, okay? So 10.4 grams of 100 grams of this is carbohydrate. So if we times it by 3.5, you're looking at about 40 grams of carbohydrate here. And then you look out of which sugars. This says of which sugars 5.9 grams. So it's more than half of the carbohydrates that are in here are actually kind of the pointless carbohydrates. The carbohydrates which are just going to essentially be like, they're full of sugar. They're going to give you a sugar rush, which is going to, you know, literally boost your energy very quickly, but then you will come down crashing very quickly as well. So it's the carbohydrate of which sugars. It doesn't really matter what the amount is, it's how close those numbers are together. If they are more than half, put it down and don't have it. So another thing that we might be looking at is sauces. So our Bramley apple sauce that we might be applying to the side of a meal. So if you're having pork, you know, or anything like that, pork chops, you might be thinking about having some apple sauce, you might be thinking it's good. Carbohydrate on here, 28 grams. And again, this is the typical value for 100 mils. This is 250 mils. So we need to times it at least by 2.5. So 28 grams of this 100 mils is carbohydrate, of which sugar's 26 grams. Oh my God, that's nearly pretty much all sugar. For your carbohydrate that you're having in there. Now obviously it's apple, so there is going to be a high content of sugar in there, but they're obviously putting a lot of extra stuff in there as well that you might not be aware of, so be very wary. of your Bramley apple sauce or any kind of condiments, any sauces on there. I've got a stir-fry sauce in as well. I've got a black bean stir-fry sauce. And often you think of stir-fry as being relatively healthy. This is, if we have a little look on here, your per 100 grams, your carbohydrate 15.2 grams, of which sugar's 10.7, again dramatically high. So be very, very wary. So you're looking at those figures together and how close they really are. The other thing that we spoke about within the live sessions is where you've got a product that says no added sugar. Now, if something has had the sugar taken out of it, they have to put something back in to make it taste half decent. And often they will put in artificial sweeteners. Now, artificial sweeteners are actually probably worse than normal sugar. Not with regards to fat loss, but just the fact that they are artificial. They often cause a hell of a lot of health issues. There's been studies done about aspartame, causing cancer, and really, not good to be putting in the body. So if I have a look at the Robinsons Orange, no added sugar. Now, you might be having kiddie winks at home that you might be giving squash to, and you might think that squash is a healthier option to Coke or lemonade, that kind of thing. And yeah, you'd be right in the sense of the regards to the sugar. No added sugar. So we think, oh, it might be good. Yeah, absolutely. So if we have a little look down here, carbohydrate 0.6 grams, so very, very minimal, of which sugar's 0.6 grams. So whatever the carbohydrate in here is actually a sweetener. They've taken the sugars out, so there's no added sugar to it, but there is artificial sweeteners going in here. And they actually have stated on here, which is quite alarming, that there is aspartame as one of the listed things that's in. Now, aspartame, you research it, Google it, come up with literally all the evidence to show you how dangerous aspartame is to be having in your diet, which is why I would never recommend having sweeteners. Coming from somebody who used to always have sweeteners in my tea and in my coffee, I always had sweeteners rather than sugars because I always thought, well, sugar, I don't want to have any extra sugar in my diet, but sweeteners can cause a hell of a lot more health problems. Sugar will cause obesity and it will rot your teeth, but aspartame will cause a hell of a lot of other things. So be very, very careful with regards to artificial sweeteners. Sometimes when it says no added sugar or low fat, it will be that they've taken the fat out or they've taken the sugar out and they've put artificial sweeteners like aspartame into your foods. So just to be kind of giving you as much information as I possibly can with regards to your foods, remember, on KSFL, we try to eat as clean as possible. Make your own sauces, make your own products so that you know exactly what's going in there. If you can't, drink water and you're thinking, I need something with a little bit of taste, rather than putting squash in it, cut up slices of lemon and lime and stick that in there instead, just to take the taste off, give you a little bit of taste instead, rather than opting for your sugary fruit juices or you're full of aspartame fruit juices. If you have any questions about food labels, guys, please give me a shout, and you can contact us direct through our Facebook group, Kickstart Fat Loss Cambridge, or feel free to email me, kellyreidfitness@hotmail.co.uk, and we'll be trying to give you as much information as possible. So we'll see you soon. Take care.